How does the lowest priced Rack-and-Pinion Jobsite table saw on the market hold up against the most expensive on the market? Let's find out. Oh, and by the way, this video contains no affiliate links. Seriously. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at the Rutlands 255mm table saw versus the SawStop compact table saw. Both pack some really interesting features, but with a major difference on price. So if you want to know what saw is best for you, this is the deep dive you've been looking for. Let's get into it. Now, full transparency before we start, there are no affiliate links on this video or in the description below. However, I have been associated with both of these companies in previous videos, as regular viewers will be aware. I am a registered affiliate for Rutlands and they have previously sent me products, although not this one. This saw I bought with my own money, and SawStop have kindly given me this saw to have a look at over the past few months. But I'm not here to sell you either of them. This is to give you a fair and honest comparison of the two of them, having used them both extensively. Let's start with build quality. Both the Rutlands table saw and the SawStop compact table saw come with a cast aluminium top. The Rutlands ones also has a friction reducing coating on it. And when I received both these saws, one of the first things I did when setting them up was check that they were flat, and both of these were well within tolerance for use. The SawStop immediately jumps out as a premium feeling tool. It's got that cast aluminium top, as I've already spoke about. The plastic body feels sturdy and well built, and the rubber feet reduce vibration. Everything about it, from the toolless insert fence as well, feels premium, and when you look at this you just think pro tool straight from the off. The Rutlands, obviously coming in at a much lower, more budget price point, surprised me. It still has a pretty nice feel to it. It's significantly lighter and it's slightly smaller and more compact than the SawStop CTS, but that's not altogether surprising considering the additional technology that's had to be built into the body of this saw here. But by far the thing that stands out most to me about the budget Rutlands table saw for the price is the fence, but we'll get onto that in a minute. Overall, SawStop gives you that polished top tier feel, but I have to say the Rutlands is no slouch even at its lower price. Now let's talk about what really separates these two saws. Safety. As almost everybody knows at this point, SawStop comes with its active injury mitigation system, that flesh detecting system where if it thinks your fingers got just a little bit too close to that blade, it will shut off instantaneously, retract the blade under the saw, keeping all 10 digits firmly attached to your hands. The blade actually drops beneath the table in less than 5 milliseconds, which is fast enough that it turns a potentially life-changing injury into just a minor scratch. This does of course ruin the brake cartridge that's contained within the SawStop, and it can, in some cases, damage and destroy the blade as well. So this could cost you about £100 in repairs. But what I would say to that is, what is £100 versus a finger? It's a negligible price to pay for safety. The Rutlands, on the other hand, sticks to your more traditional safety features you'd expect from a job site table saw, especially a budget one. You get a complimentary push stick that comes with the machine, as well as a pre-installed riving knife, and you also get a plastic blade guard. However, Keith Rag-and-Bone Brown has done a video explaining some safety concerns when it comes to the blade guard on this machine. If you have the blade too high, the blade guard can actually touch the blade when the saw is running and shatter on contact with the blade itself. This is obviously a very dangerous feature, and I believe Rutlands, as a result of Keith Brown raising this issue to them, now includes in their manual a warning about this. But I will link his video down below, and I strongly advise you go watch it when considering which of these saws you may wish to purchase. And aside from those normal things like the push stick, blade guard and riving knife, there's no fancy electronics, no braking, no extra features. It's worth pointing out as well that the SawStop does also come with a blade guard, and I have removed it for filming purposes like I did with my Rutlands saw as well when I'm using this saw. But when I did have it on, I didn't notice any issues, or I'd never had any concerns with that coming too close to the blade itself, like with the Rutlands. So overall, if safety is your priority, the SawStop CTS is a clear and strong winner over the Rutlands in this category. All right, let's get into something that surprised me, especially when it comes to a budget tool: the fences. Both the SawStop CTS and the Rutlands feature the rack-and-pinion style fence we're also used to seeing on the DeWalt job site saws. The SawStop fence is rock solid, easy to adjust, and it can be lifted off and actually stored underneath the tool for transport, which I really like too. Then when you replace the fence onto the saw, if for any reason it's come out of alignment, it's very, very easy to adjust and bring back into acceptable tolerance levels. Honestly, it's the nicest fence I've used on a portable table saw. But then the Rutlands also has its own rack and pinion fence, and it's got a little extender that you can use either as a table extension or to support smaller pieces of stock going through the machine. This is also easily adjustable, and actually for such a budget level tool, this fence is rock solid and I have no complaints about it. I think really this is the greatest appeal of this saw that Rutlands offers. The price point is pretty low, but for what you're paying, the fence is absolutely fantastic. Now let's talk about rip capability and depth of cut. These are essentially tied in this, with the Rutlands taking a very slight edge over the SawStop CTS. The SawStop CTS gives you a 24.5 inch ripping capacity, which is more than generous for a saw of this size, and I think is perfectly adequate for most of the jobs you're going to do this on. And of course, if you build this into a bigger table like a workbench, you can support outfeed and infeed tables, increase the capacity of this saw. The Rutlands comes in at 24.6 inches, just adding a fraction more capacity, but honestly it's negligible and there's no real difference between the two. When it comes to depth of cut, it's a very similar story. The SawStop CTS has a maximum depth of cut of about 3 inches at 90 degrees, with the Rutlands again having that fractionally larger depth of cut at 3.35 inches, and just over 2 inches at 45 degrees. Both blades are adjusted up and down by turning a simple wheel, and you can bevel the blade on the SawStop with a squeeze and tilt of the adjustment wheel, and on the Rutlands with a lever action. Both these systems work fine for adjusting your blade to the correct angle for your cut. However, the Rutlands can be a little bit more tricky to dial in. The SawStop has a micro adjustment feature, which is fantastic for allowing you to make sure your cuts are perfectly accurate and spot on to where you want to be. Overall, I'd say in cutting capacity, this is probably a tie, because although the Rutlands has the slight edge on numbers, the ability to micro adjust for ultra precise cuts on the SawStop CTS brings this in line with where it may lack in depth of cut. Let's talk about portability. Now, as a woodworker that works primarily out of a shop, in this instance my shed, portability isn't a huge factor for me personally. Both of these have been on carts with wheels, and that's how I'll continue to use them in the near future. However, if you want to lug them around at the job site, the Rutlands comes in at 22 kilograms and is quite easy to maneuver, although I have to admit I don't find any portable table saw comfortable to carry and move. And the SawStop CTS comes in at a 31 kg weight. That's a 9 kilogram increase on the Rutlands. Having lifted and moved both of these when setting up my shop, I'll be honest, yes, it's slightly heavier, but they're both uncomfortable and a little bit difficult to move around. The SawStop CTS also has an optional stand you can buy to provide a little bit more stability in the shop if you didn't want to buy a table. And again, bear in mind, although the SawStop is a heavier saw with those 9 kilos added on, it's because it contains all that extra technology like the active injury mitigation system that are going to help keep you safe when working. And here's where these two really differ. Price. The SawStop CTS is currently retailing in the UK from anywhere between £800 to £1,000, and that's for the saw alone. Some companies are offering a deal where you get the stand included, but that's not all of them, and I don't know how long that will last. The Rutlands, on the other hand, comes in at just £295, a third of the price of the SawStop CTS, and you can also get a folding stand for this in a bundle deal of about £350. Now let's talk about performance. I've used both of these saws extensively, and I have to say, considering they're both Jobsite saws, they do a fantastic job. The Rutlands has managed plywood, softwoods and various hardwoods, including walnut and oak, and it manages them very well. It can tend to bog down if you're pushing a thicker piece of material through. I found anything above about 1.5 inches, it tends to struggle with a little bit more than it would a smaller piece of material. And I have to admit, the blade that comes with it is not very good at all. It leaves a poor finish with lots of saw marks, and I would really recommend, if you are going to get this saw, you replace the blade with something better and more professional. But overall, it's performed pretty well with any hardwood I've tried to put through it. The SawStop, on the other hand, is a completely different story. I've cut the same woods and materials on this saw as I have on the Rutlands, and this hasn't struggled for a second. It's provided clean cuts every time. I've only currently used the standard blade that it comes with, but it leaves a much better finish than the Rutlands, with way less cleanup required afterwards. It cuts consistently, it cuts precisely, and it hasn't struggled with anything I've thrown at it. And I've really put it through its paces over these past couple of months. So for me, the quality of the cut is quite important, and I think the SawStop CTS out of the box beats the Rutland out of the box quite significantly in this category. So, in summary, what's the takeaway? If safety is your top concern and you want a saw that performs like a pro cabinet saw, but on a much smaller scale and can still fit in the back of your van, then the SawStop CTS is the one for you. It is expensive, but it's precise, durable, and it gives you that peace of mind that your fingers are going to be kept safe when working with this. And I know that we can all reduce our risks significantly by making sure we're using our tools in as safe a manner possible, but accidents can still happen, and this is that safety net just in case one does. On the other hand, if you're just starting out working on smaller projects and want to get a table saw that packs some power but without breaking the bank, the Rutlands may be the choice for you. Personally, for me, if I had the choice to go back in time and buy either of these tools again, I would go with the SawStop CTS. Safety is a huge priority for me, and it's something I try and really focus on no matter what project I'm building. The assurance that the SawStop CTS provides that should an accident happen, my fingers are still going to be protected, is well worth the price for me. And yes, it is a more expensive saw, but it's not that much more when you take into account the safety features it adds to it. The machine performs really well, giving me accurate, precise cuts on every project I want, and I know that my safety is being taken into consideration. For me, this would be what I'd go with. But they are both great machines, and whatever choice you make, I wish you the best of luck and safe making with all your projects. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know down below, what are your thoughts on a budget versus a premium saw? And if you have any questions about either of these saws, please pop them in the comments and I'll do my absolute best to answer them. If you aren't already subscribed, now's your chance to do that before the video ends. And if you could click that like button, I would really appreciate it. It helps get my content out there and could help inform other woodworkers about what saw may be the best choice for them. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider watching some of the others on my channel, like this one here, or this one here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.